29, 3-1 with 17 KOs.
And Crawford comes out right-handed.
Fought 13 months ago, a knockout win over Sean Porter.
They have no staying power in the ring once he stays in their face. But a guy like Crawford is going to show you and he'll open him up. So it's going to be up to Avanesyan, and not just bring his Avanesyan, nothing really too fancy. Crawford at times lays it out there a little too much. See Crawford always measuring, always really gathering the info. There's a lot of different wrinkles and angles now. We see the southpaw stance.
Surprised everyone, conventional.
You got to be in good shape to fight someone like Avanesyan as well.
Yeah.
Wait,
as long as Crawford's throwing that jab, that controls comfortable stance, I believe.
Yeah. Expects that he beat the guys who basically he exposed that maybe weren't as good as they were.
Jab like that, keeping Avanesyan at bay. It's going to be
a big right hand, right on the button. Not showing any fear from Crawford at all. So a good start for the Armenian.
See, he switched on that, and he never thought that right hand was coming from that angle, and that's
the
why
arena was electric with anticipation as two world-class welterweights, Terence "Bud" Crawford from the United States and David Avanesyan from Russia, prepared to face off in what would be one of the most memorable knockout finishes in recent boxing history. Both fighters came into the ring with impressive records and reputations, but only one would walk away with the glory that night. From the opening bell, Crawford displayed his usual calm and measured demeanor, staying composed behind his guard and reading Avanesyan's movements like a chess player plotting several steps ahead. Avanesyan, known for his pressure fighting and tough chin, did not come to play defense. He charged forward with confidence, throwing powerful combinations in an attempt to disrupt Crawford's rhythm early. Crawford, a master of adjusting his style mid-fight, began downloading data. He
started putting that left hand behind that if he wanted to detour. No, I think he got Father Time in a chokehold right now. For real.
Stay in his face, so he'll keep Crawford thinking.
Oh, that's scored as well.
Switch stances back and forth too. Whether you have any staying power in the ring, and what I mean by staying power is your ability to beat punches with you. See that?
Now, the one thing Crawford can't do is underestimate.
Next moment there for Bud.
Avanesyan, because this guy feels like he can get some shots in right now. No, but what you see is the patience, the poise.
Avanesyan having some success.
Again, I'll stress it again. No frills for Avanesyan. He just needs to stay in your face and try to see if that for 10, 12 rounds mentally draining you.
Because sometimes you'll see a shot coming thinking, oh, it ain't nothing.
He's had some knockouts lately, right? But staying in somebody's face consistently will sometimes cause them to panic and break. Avanesyan to really do much. You know, he's being patient. Yes, Avanesyan keeps pushing the pressure on him, but tough to cut off the ring on him.
Looking at Crawford, he's not overreacting. He's not being,
pressure heads to panic or break. But again, it's just Crawford we're dealing with here. You're gonna have to be a bit more tricky than just pressure. To still execute a game plan underneath those circumstances. Avanesyan is the kind of guy who exposes those fake plays.
You know what I mean?
But Terence Crawford,
bothered by anything that Avanesyan is doing. He's a solid B+ class fighter, and if you ain't in the A class,
he always makes adjustments. Every time he take a big punch,
just does enough space to when he wants to let go of the backhand, he's able to snap it off good.
When you've got a fighter who's 35
from orthodox to southpaw, utilizing his jab to control range and his footwork to stay elusive. Avanesyan had some early success landing body shots and trying to trap Crawford against the ropes, but Bud remained composed, showing why he is considered one of the most intelligent fighters in the sport today. As the middle rounds approached, the pace picked up. Crawford began to time Avanesyan with sharp counters. A crisp left uppercut in the 5th round visibly shook Avanesyan, signaling that the tide was turning. The American crowd roared as Crawford began to assert dominance with surgical precision, landing shots that were not just powerful, but placed with brutal accuracy. David Avanesyan refused to back down. He continued pressing forward, throwing flurries, trying to break through Crawford's guard. His resilience was on full display, taking shots that were
tough, and this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
And now another right from Avanesyan.
Crawford's been off for 13 months, right? So this is kind of the right kind of guy he's got in front of him.
But when the champ want to raise that level up and take it up a notch, then
That action we saw in that last round. Nice little spin move by Crawford on the out.
All right, here we go, round 4.
I think Avanesyan right now is making him fight a little harder than he wants to.
It's to kind of get back in the ring.
Nice spin move
Like
from
that.
Crawford, throws a right.
Of course, I felt like he would bring his best game tonight, but the cream always
Good
rises.
account of himself and keep himself in the mix.
You know, a lot of times
He forces his way inside, does that in front of him, who's going to be a durable guy, make him get some rounds, make him
Nice
think.
uppercut from Avanesyan.
And get better as the rounds progress.
He's on the front foot now. This crowd is rallying behind him. Avanesyan
because he was in cruise control.
seemed to handle it well. He's about as tough as they come.
Expected to. It can be the biggest false sense of security in the fight. Now, I think
it's a good look for him. You know, he's known to come up short at these levels, but it's in the way that he comes up short and tries to get that work in there.
Yeah, he's holding his own when these two exchange.
Even catch him with a couple of shots, you know, it's the reaction Avanesyan gave to it.
Crawford still trying to stay in the pocket. He doesn't know where else to go. He lives in the pocket.
But this is what David has to do if he's going to put himself and get a little comfortable. But I know he's going to raise the stakes in a minute.
Very, very calm and collected.
I don't think we want to see too many.
It's part of the ring rust as well, and you also have Avanesyan's pretty quality.
Rock lesser fighters. But Crawford's timing, ring IQ, and laser-sharp reflexes proved too much to overcome. Then came the moment that would make highlight reels for years. In the 6th round, just when it seemed like the exchanges had reached a rhythm, Crawford baited Avanesyan into committing. With a perfectly timed feint followed by a devastating right uppercut left hook combination, Crawford landed a picture-perfect right hook flush on Avanesyan's jaw. The Russian crumbled to the canvas, unconscious before he even hit the ground. The referee didn't even start a count. It was over. Terence Crawford had just delivered one of the cleanest knockouts of his career, once again proving why he is pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world.
And that's the problem with Crawford. You chase him, he keeps pushing it, looking to change his look. And thereby forces Crawford. He'll get some shots through just on his hustle alone. But it's Crawford with the shot selection.
When he's angry.
Terence Crawford, David Avanesyan is having a good showing of himself.
I knew it wouldn't be long before we start drawing the comparison.
These are like little things you do on the bag when you're drilling. Crawford does them to opponents.
Still into Crawford, but he knows he's getting touched, Antonio.
Yeah, but he's back in control in this round.
Yeah, Avanesyan cutting all the ring off here. So you trap him and then he gets the best of you in the exchange a lot of times. And
Avanesyan with a straight right hand and then a left as well, but here comes Crawford fighting.
Listen, Terence Crawford, the skill set, the changing levels of Terence Crawford. He controls
Big proposed fight that's in the wind.
oh, nice double uppercut. He really made
Still in the southpaw position is Crawford. Crawford, look at him just going upstairs and downstairs, picking him
I mean, He was in control of the last round, but we had a lot of exchanges. But right now, you don't see it.
It's a ropes. Now Crawford does a good job, but again, it keeps Crawford working.
Good uppercut.
Also change of speed on the shots, change of strength on the shots as well. So you do start to wonder, you start to make comparisons with Spence and Crawford, right? When you throw uppercuts, guys.
The uppercut has become Crawford's favorite in this fight. There's another one. Ooh, stood him up with that uppercut as well. Into the body.
Controls the distance perfectly, and that's just making it hard for David Avanesyan.
Good action round here in Omaha.
You're doing great.
The crowd erupted in a mix of awe and celebration. Crawford climbed the ropes, pointing to his corner and raising his arms in victory. It was more than just a win, it was a statement. Post-fight, Crawford gave credit to his opponent, acknowledging Avanesyan's toughness and pressure. But he also reminded the world that he's ready for the biggest names in boxing. With talks swirling about a potential showdown with Errol Spence Jr., this performance added fuel to that long-anticipated fire. This bout wasn't just about two fighters, it was about skill versus grit, IQ versus pressure, and ultimately, greatness being displayed under the bright lights. If you missed it, watch the full fight highlights and witness a masterclass in timing, technique, and knockout power. Terence Crawford once again showed why he's a generational talent, and this win only cements his legacy further in the welterweight division.
A little bit by Bud, man. He's picking it up now.
Yeah, and even Avanesyan's punch output is starting to come down. It's hard to break the winning mentality of Avanesyan, and that's what makes him such a tough, durable guy. You know, Avanesyan.
Another left hand for Crawford from Avanesyan.
See, Avanesyan gets through in there, but the shots
Slice his head open.
Meant to draw something out of Avanesyan so we can counter him as well.
Oh, there's a nice right hook from Avanesyan.
It'll be really interesting how Crawford will handle that.
Looks like he's hanging down what we call the bread basket.
Oh, yeah. Almost starts to do the drills on him. Those are like little bag drills you do. Avanesyan may be losing the fight, but in his mind, you haven't convinced him that
Is the quality starting to shine through?
selection is the difference, and Crawford's shot selection is very good. Avanesyan is more of a hustle guy on the inside. I hope
Uppercut from Avanesyan, and that gets Crawford angry.
Crawford's taking it up the gears. Nice.
Oh! What a right hand from Terence Crawford! Flat on his back, he knocked him out! The king is still on top of his game!
Timing shot. It was the uppercut time. The uppercut followed by a hook.
He said
Timing shot.
2 minutes, 14 seconds of round number 6. Your winner by way of KO.